First, allow me to introduce you to the United Kingdom's next Prime Minister, Labor's Sir Keir Starmer.
We said we would end the chaos, and we will. We said we would turn the page, and we have. Today we start the next chapter, begin the work of change, the mission of national renewal, and start to rebuild our country.
Just as predicted, perhaps even worse, the Tories have been absolutely obliterated in the UK elections overnight. Piers Morgan, as usual, not mincing his words.
It's an earthquake. I mean, this is a political and social earthquake for this country, the like of which I haven't seen in my lifetime.
Bigger than 97?
Yeah, I think it is.
Labor, with a record-breaking predicted 409 seats so far, the largest majority for the party ever, also handing the Conservatives their worst loss. Rishi Sunak held onto his seat, vowing to continue to serve his constituents.
The Labour Party has won this general election, and I have called Sir Keir Starmer to congratulate him on his victory. The British people have delivered a sobering verdict tonight. There is much to learn and reflect on, and I take responsibility for the loss.
The real surprise, though, the expected result for Nigel Farage's Reform Party. They reckon maybe 13 seats or more. That's over 5 million votes.
We will now be targeting Labour votes. We're coming for Labour, be in no doubt about that. This is just the first step of something that is going to stun all of you.
One of his colleagues justifying their very existence, well, bluntly.
The Conservatives have done everything they possibly can to destroy themselves. It's not us. I mean, we exist because of their incompetence. We exist because of their mistakes.
Now, Labor types are, of course, getting very excited, and they deserve to. Congratulations. But this isn't necessarily an endorsement of them. In fact, far from it, especially when it comes to their new leader, who has shockingly low personal approval ratings. There are always, as you know, plenty of factors that contribute to a change in government. Over a decade in power, 14 years, and most people, well, they want change. There's also the undeniable reality that the Tories ran a horrific campaign. Calling it early? Major mistake. So too the daily distractions, the betting saga, D-Day, etc. Now, nothing could have saved the Conservatives, but they reckon that they would have fared much better with a bit more time. There's also this point. Plenty of people didn't vote at all.
But we are seeing a lower turnout and a little bit to reform. And I think it'll get me to Mick's point, because I think what that reflects is how there really is no trust in politics.
Could you imagine? Our country's best foreign affairs writer, the Australian's Greg Sheridan, sums it up perfectly. Though the British public were absolutely fed up with the Conservatives, fed up with their internal hatreds and feuds, the messy way they implemented Brexit, the long run of scandals, persistent high immigration and the chief killer, the deadly rise in the cost of living, nonetheless, the election turnout was sharply down on 5 years ago and miles below the turnout for the 2016 Brexit referendum. Starmer and Labor, despite their massive win, are not popular according to opinion polls. This was a vote no, not a vote yes. And as for what's ahead for the Tories, surely a return to Conservative principles. You know, the economy, borders and the like. Maybe, just maybe they could try some stability on for size. Or, well, as this Tory himself put it...
It's going to be like a group of bald men arguing over a comb.
That's what he said. A group of bald men arguing over a comb. Now, closer to home, the Australian reaction, well, our Prime Minister was underwhelming.
Sir Keir Starmer, I know well. I've met with him on a number of occasions and we've also engaged on the phone. The British Labor Party is a sister party to the Australian Labor Party.
And maybe he's less than chuffed because it makes things a little bit awkward now. You see, the party he referred to as a sister party are very pro-nuclear energy. Go figure, huh? Just like the coalition here. As I said a couple of weeks ago, I'll take the fear-mongering from our Labor Party seriously regarding that issue, the three-eyed fish and the like, when they tell their counterparts who are embracing it that they are endangering the lives of their people. Can you imagine? Albo picking up the phone to Keir and having that frank conversation. No, I didn't think so either.